Yeah, hi. My name is Teddy, and welcome to my kitchen. And right today we're gonna make the most popular Nigerian dish called jollof rice, and we're gonna garnish that with some salad and some fried lamb meat. So basically, if you want to make that, there are a few things that you're gonna need to get it together, and you're gonna need a piece of paprika, depending on the quantity that you're making. You're gonna need some tomatoes, some fresh tomatoes. You're gonna need some of these. I can't remember the name of these right now. Whoa, hold on. Some Palermo red peppers. You're gonna need that. Some onions, and of course, you're gonna need some rice. And before we start, we're gonna need some meat. And there goes your meat right there. And then we're gonna boil that meat with some seasoning for about 30 minutes. I will show you when I start putting the seasoning on. But right now, the first thing we want to do is that we want to wash our rice. So right now, we wash the rice. When I'm done washing the rice, I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, so I've washed the rice. I mean, it's very, very important to wash the rice because you never really know where the rice is coming from. Even though here in Europe, here in Iceland, we get the most clean rice, but you still need to wash your rice. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna parboil the rice. And when I say parboil, that means that we're gonna boil it, but not bring it to a complete, cook. We're just gonna have it half cooked before we put it into the sauce that is gonna make it into jollof rice. So right now, let me show you. For this quantity of rice, you're gonna do something like half of this bowl. And you see? Just something like that, so it doesn't overcook before you put it into the sauce. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna connect that, and we're gonna put it to boil until the cooker says the water is done, and then I'll show you what happens next. Okay? Yeah, we can give them to. So now we're gonna put our meat to boil. Maximum heat required. This is gonna boil for about 30 minutes, I believe. But you can see and taste as you go. So one of the first things you need a little bit of salt. Just season to your own taste. A little bit of salt. And then, of course, my favorite cube. That's Maggi cube, in case you're wondering. Put one of that, squeeze it inside so it gets all over the meat, so the meat is properly seasoned. Alright, and after that, you're gonna put some mild curry. Just a little bit. We're gonna put a little bit of thyme. And of course, the last thing you put inside that, you put some onions. I learned something from my mother. There are three things that is most important when when you want anything to be flavored. You have to have onions, salt, and Maggi. Every other thing, they're extras, just for extra flavor. But the most important thing you need your onions. So just like that. Just like that. You see, I'm gonna put about half of this onions is gonna go into this, just like that. And then we're gonna cover that to cook for about 30 minutes. I will show you as it goes and as it boils. And the next thing we're gonna do that I'm gonna show you, we're gonna start with a sauce that's gonna actually make the jollof rice. I'll be right back. learned from my mother. Always work and clean as you go. You don't want to make a meal in a messy environment. So, before we let this grind all the way, we're going to put this inside. Because if you don't put this in this first process, when you put it while it's cooking, then it's not cooked at the same level with with the sauce, so you can taste it. So the best thing, open it up. Just a little something like this. Quick. We're gonna make this video very, very short, but very informative, so that on your own, if you choose to, you can successfully make Nigerian jollof rice, and it will taste like Mamma Mia. Okay, so I'll be back when I put this into oil. Okay, and the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna put some oil, because we want the oil to be really, really hot when we pour the tomato combo. When we put that in there, we want the oil to be already hot. So just put, just about enough oil. Bring the camera a little closer, so you see just about enough. You see how much of a full bottle I'm using. Just a little some, and we'll let that get to heat up real good while we complete the grinding of our tomato combo. And just like that, this is ready. And what we got to do now is we have to wait for the oil to heat up. I'll be back when I throw the tomatoes on and show you what happens then. Okay, so now I believe our oil is hot enough. This is how you find out. You hear that sound? That's how you know. So basically, we're gonna throw our mixed up tomato. Just like that. You see the bubble? So next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna season this, and then we'll let it boil. So I always call on my special Maggi seasoning. Maggi, y'all need to sponsor a brother, man. Shit, excuse my language, but shout out to Maggi. So basically, a little bit of that, and of course, the master of all seasoning. See that? I do this how my mama taught me. I don't know I go by the feeling, and I never go wrong. So a little bit of salt, and what we're gonna do is, because when it comes to jollof rice, don't overdo it, My favorite season, a little bit of curry. You don't want to put too much that it will be obvious in there. And of course, as always, a little bit of thyme. So, it's a vibe. And we're gonna need a little bit more salt, depending on what kind of salt you use. But you don't want to over salt it, or else you're gonna ruin the whole thing. Less is always better. You can always add more later. Okay? But remember, I've been doing this for a while. So I already have an idea of how much is too much and how much is okay. So we're gonna let this boil for about 20 minutes and then I'll show you what happens then. By the time this is done, the rice here would have been, pre-cooked, and then we transfer that in here, and then the final process is gonna begin. So we cover that a little bit. Put it at 7. Actually, let's just lower it by a decimal. Put it at 8 and let it cook. You don't want it to burn, so we'll let that cook, and we'll be right back when this is at a stage where we'll put the rice on and the meat is cooked. I'm sure you guys are wondering why I kept a little bit of this left. That's because jollof rice usually is good sometimes with a little sauce on the side. You know what I mean? So that's extra garnish, to complete the whole flavor. So what we're gonna do is, of course, we're gonna have, we're gonna do the same process as we do with this one. A little bit of oil, let this one heat up. We'll put a little bit of oil and we're gonna throw this in. I just wanna tell you that so you know the process. We're gonna wait for it to heat up and then we'll be right back. So, our rice is ready actually. And you can see that it's almost half cooked. So that's the flavor you're going for. All right. And then the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get this, and this is about a season. You need that sound. That sound right there is everything. And just like that, we'll cool it down. Oh, let me introduce you guys to my baby girl. Queen, say hello. Hello. All right, so we're gonna season that up and we'll be right back. All right, so we're gonna put the rice in the sauce and let the jollof rice do its own magic. So put the rice in. Like that. And then you mix it together. Now this is the part where you want it to slow cook so that it doesn't get burned. Usually jollof rice do get burned. You want to see what Daddy's making? Then what we're gonna do is that we're gonna put a foil over it so that the rice can cook properly. Thank you, baby. And then we let it cook for another 10 to 15 minutes. All right, we'll go back with it. Just like that, you can see the process is still a little bit more. Now we're going to lower the heat a lot more, and then we let it cook for about another 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, cover it up and let it cook for another 5 to 10 minutes. First, let's check on our jollof rice. By now, it should be ready. So bring the camera close. Just like that, voila. Jollof rice is ready, and now is the other things that comes with it that we have to work on. Now we just let it simmer, turn the fire off, turn the heat down, from the jollof rice. And the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna fry the meat. Some people like to roast their meat, some people like to put it in the oven or however, or barbecue or whatever. But this is how my mama told me. Boil it, let it taste good, fry it. So basically it's nothing much to it. You guys don't have to watch me, just dip it and be careful so you don't get burned. Everything is cooked, everything is ready, and this is what it looks like with the final product. Normally, normally we will have this with salad. Gavin, hold on.
I'm coming.
Normally we'll have this with some kind of salad, you know what I mean? But today we choose not to have the salad, you know what I mean? So we have the jollof rice ready, the fried lamb, and the extra sauce to garnish it and make sure that it's very, very tasteful. So it's been a pleasure showing you guys how I cook my traditional meal. My name is Olufela Owolabi. This is the Owolabi family, and we hope you enjoy the process and you're able to create a meal like that of your own. Thank you and have a lovely festive season.